Reactions?
I mean, you guys saw. I mean, there was a lot of positives to be had. I thought played exceptionally well on first and second down. You know, we had them third and 7 or more. We won 10 out of 11 spots. Situations there. You have a couple third and mediums that we don't ordinarily give up, specifically on a couple runs. Played pretty good in the red zone. I was a little disappointed with the drive, you know, immediately before the half. You know, I thought that was a little bit of a game changer. You know, so it's goes from 7-3 to 10-3. We held them to a field goal, and then the first couple drives of the second half, you know, they kind of got extended on penalties. You know, the face mask on Sweat and the interference on Abram, and again, you hold them to field goals, which is positive, and you kept it a 2-score game at that point, and just kept battling. I thought the guys really battled hard. I thought you know, Simmons and Sweat were good. I thought Thompson was good. I thought the secondary guys did a good job, and it's about from the defensive side of the ball how I anticipated that game going. I thought we played a solid effort, gave a solid effort. But you know, and I saw someone retweet my quote or something, like I said, good's got good enough when better's required, and right now, you know, better's required. That's how it's going to go. I mean, now obviously LSU's defense played exceptionally well too, and the difference in the game was the turnover margin. You know, they had 4 takeaways, we didn't have any, and you know, we're pretty good in a lot of categories, but that's the one we're falling a little bit short in, and we need to improve to be an elite defense.
You know, Coach Moorhead challenged the defense. Said he challenged the defense to go from great to elite by forcing turnovers. How did the defense kind of take that message?
He didn't have to say a whole lot. These guys understand that. I mean, we've got a lot of mature, veteran guys who played a lot of football. I mean, it's not as if, you know, I don't think in practice we could emphasize it more than we do. You know, I think sometimes I said the other day, fumbles are kind of random. I'd like to see us have more fumble recoveries, you know, but, you know, the other thing that's happening right now is I think you get more interceptions when you're winning in games too. You know, teams don't necessarily have to throw the ball, you know, down the field a lot. You know, so that's probably part of the issue right now. So, but certainly, yes, you know, he did challenge me, and we both together challenged the unit, and the unit understands that. And when you're in a situation like we are right now, where the margin for error is relatively thin, you know, that's the difference right now. That's what we're not getting that maybe the other teams are.
You did have the one turnover against LSU.
That was great.
Yeah, the interception there. But what do you tell Cam Dantzler when he's out of the end zone there?
Well, I understand what he's trying to do, and actually, you know, he should have taken a knee, and we did coach that. But you know, I think if Abram makes the block on that intended receiver, he actually has a fairly decent wall up the sideline, and we've all seen guys return interceptions 95, 100 yards for touchdowns, so it's not the first guy. I think he made a mistake in that situation. I think he should have taken a knee and you know, in the end zone, but I think he thought if he broke that tackle that he could have gone, you know, a long, long way. So, you know, you learn from that experience, and again, that's one of the things we talk about in practice. And sometimes you get silly in practice, you intercept the ball and you start goofing around out there, and some of those habits carry over to the game, so we've been a little bit more diligent with regard to what you do when you intercept the pass now. You know, but I admire the kid. That was a great job, because Fitz had thrown an interception, I think, and they got a first down, and on the next play, Cam made a big play. You know, still in the first quarter of the game. You know, they kind of kept us afloat a little bit, bought us some time.
When you have a defense that's playing winning football, but the team is not getting the team win, how do you prevent that from becoming a morale issue for your unit?
We have great players and great people on this side of the ball. So, I mean, you could make a case we're not playing winning football to me. I mean, that's what I'd say. I mean, if we were playing winning, you know, in games that end up 13-6, both teams are playing really good defense. So it's our job to give up one less point than our opponent. You know, I always say you could play well and not play winning football, and you could play real poorly statistically, but play winning football. And I do think, you know, for the most part, we're doing a lot of things that it takes to win, but the turnover piece is a critical part of that. And you know, so to take it to the next step, you know, we got to do that. And obviously, Texas A&M, you know, certainly presents a lot of challenges, and they're a very, very, very good football team. They're having the same problem. I think they only have 3 takeaways. They have a very good defense. Mike Elko's a great coach, but they don't have very many takeaways either.
What did you think about Jamal Peters in his first game back from injury?
He's good. Jamal did a good job. I mean, all the guys, Jamal and Cam both played pretty well, I thought. You know, the guys in the secondary, to hold Burrows to, you know, 120 yards passing, I think, and really in the first half, I thought we did a good job. And I still always say to you guys, the best pass defense that there is a good pass rush, and we have a pretty good pass rush. And they did some things again to get us out of some pressures, so we were forced to play more coverage. And the guys, they enjoy that. They embrace that. Whatever the challenge is, whether it's to blitz every snap, we'll blitz every snap, and whether it's to cover every snap, they'll do that. And this was really kind of a backwards game from how it's been. We blitzed on first and second down a ton. And Capri Landers did a good job. Errol Thompson did a good job. All those guys really did a good job in the blitz game on first and second down. And I thought that was really one of the key elements in the game.
What stands out about the Aggie offense?
A Jimbo Fisher offense, there's a lot of, it's a little different. There's a lot of 11 personnel formations, like the teams we've seen, but then they have they have several personnel groupings. They have 21, which is 2 backs and a tight end. They have 12, which is 1 back and 2 tight ends. They get into some unorthodox formations. They probably run more, counter/gap scheme plays than other teams that we play. I think the quarterback's really good. He reminds me so much, and I've been wanting to tell someone this that would appreciate this all week, of Josh Dobbs. I mean, that's who he reminds me of. He reminds me exactly of Josh Dobbs. I had the good fortune to coach on a team with Josh in 2016, and I thought he was a really outstanding quarterback. And this kid's young, I get, but before it's all said and done, he's going to be really, really good. He can throw it, he can run it, and he's got a lot of skills. Travion Williams seems like he's been there forever and ever. And you ask what stands out. I mean, they got a good offensive line. Obviously, they do what they do very, very well. They have a good group of wide receivers. But candidly, they have a tight end who's probably a first-round draft pick. Sternberger's the real deal. He reminds me of Zach Ertz. That's who I watch. When I look at him, I think of the Eagles tight end guy. He's very, very athletic for how big he is, and he catches the ball with his hands. He makes yards after the catch. That, and he reminded him and the South Carolina guy from a year ago, Hurst. I think those two guys came to mind when I watched him.
Going back to that pass rush, obviously you guys have 2 probably bona fide first-round draft picks. What's it like to coach 2 guys like that?
Well, I mean, they're kids. I mean, they're just like everybody else. I mean, it's not like I go out there and I'm in awe and I feel like I have to ask them for their autograph. I mean, they're just extremely talented. But they're like everybody else. They have the same desires. They have the same. I mean, they go home and play video games. They watch television. I mean, they're not. The thing that's really kind of unique about Jeffrey and Tez and Abram and a lot of these players is, I don't think they see themselves bigger than the unit or bigger than the team. They're just really, really good teammates, and they practice hard. They show up and do their job every day, and certainly they're very proud of their individual accomplishments. But I think they're very team-oriented guys and just want our unit and want their team to do really, really well. So, to me, I don't think of it, any differently than coaching the next guy. And I think they probably appreciate that about this coaching staff. I mean, they, at the end of the year, certainly with Tez and Jeffrey, they're going to have a great opportunity. And, I just can't believe how fast this year's gone. We're really less than a month from the end of the regular season. And, you start to think at this time of year, there's only so many days that we're left with this team and the 2018 Mississippi State football team. So it'd be great to we got some home games left. We got to take advantage, and we got a really, really good challenge against Texas A&M this week.